Hello, Los Angeles Dodgers fans. We've got fresh, exclusive videos and the latest updates just for you. Before we dive in, make sure to join our channel and hit that like button. This is the best way to stay on top of all the breaking news. The buzz across the baseball world hit like a thunderclap, a shockwave that rolled through social media, talk shows, and late-night group chats the moment whispers started spilling out of Los Angeles. People didn't know whether to believe it at first because it felt too big, too wild, too unlikely to be real. But the murmurs kept spreading, louder and louder, until the rumor took on a life of its own. José Ramírez, the superstar with that electric swing and undeniable swagger, was heading to the Dodgers. Imagine the scene. Insiders texting frantically, reporters refreshing their phones every 3 seconds, fans flooding comment sections asking, "Is this real? Is this happening?" And every second, the noise grew. It wasn't just another off-season story. It was the kind of bombshell that flips the entire league upside down. People in bars were yelling across tables, "Dude, did you see the Ramírez news?" Dodger fans were already imagining him in blue, while rivals were begging the universe for it not to be true. It was chaos, beautiful chaos, the kind only baseball rumors can ignite. And by the time the sun rose, the wildfire had already taken over every corner of the baseball community. What made the situation even more surreal was how sudden everything felt. You know those blockbuster rumors that slowly build momentum over weeks, giving everyone time to adjust emotionally? Yeah, this was nothing like that. This was a midnight meteor strike. Out of nowhere, insiders began dropping cryptic hints, little winks, little breadcrumbs, that something monstrous was brewing in Los Angeles. People were taking screenshots of tweets before they got deleted, circling emojis, analyzing interviews like FBI agents working a top-secret case. And at the center of all of it was the same name, José MVP Machine Ramírez. Fans were already pulling up his highlight reels, imagining each swing echoing through Dodger Stadium. Opposing fan bases were spiraling into denial, posting memes, begging the baseball gods to intervene. Even neutral fans couldn't resist the drama, laughing at how typical it was for the Dodgers to casually swoop in and stir up the entire sport. The rumor mill was spinning so hard it felt like the offseason itself was about to explode, because if Ramírez really landed in LA, everything, absolutely everything, would change. As the rumor gained momentum, you could practically feel the tension in Cleveland. Guardians fans were in emotional freefall, scrolling through comment sections like hostages negotiating with fate. Some were trying to convince themselves it was just clickbait, a troll job, or a misinterpreted hint. Others were crying out in despair, saying things like, "No way they actually let Jose go," or "If he leaves, I'm done with this team." That's the kind of emotional investment Ramírez inspires. He isn't just a player. He's a piece of city soul. Meanwhile, Dodgers fans were celebrating already, and that just made everything more dramatic. They were dropping "Welcome to LA" graphics, editing him into Dodger uniforms, creating hype trailers like the deal was already official. Rival fan bases were shaking their heads, muttering, "Of course it's the Dodgers," while baseball insiders were sending out cryptic "stay tuned" messages. No confirmation, no denial, just tension thick enough to slice with a bat. And in that uncertainty, the rumor became bigger than the truth itself, because it wasn't just about where Ramírez was going. It was about the emotional roller coaster the entire baseball world suddenly found itself trapped in. Then came that moment, the moment every fan remembers no matter the team they root for, the minute when the rumor stops being funny internet noise and suddenly becomes terrifyingly plausible. One insider dropped a phrase that sent everyone into meltdown. "Major move finalized." That phrase alone sent shockwaves through timelines. People froze mid-scroll. Group chats lit up like Christmas trees. Podcasters literally stopped recording mid-sentence to scream. You could almost hear the collective gasp of the baseball universe. If someone walked down the street yelling "Ramírez to the Dodgers," nobody would have even questioned it at that point. Dodgers fans poured confetti emojis everywhere. Guardians fans posted Heartbreak gifs, and neutrals grabbed snacks because the drama was simply too delicious to ignore. Even other players started reacting, liking tweets, dropping cryptic emojis, or posting those eye emoji stories that do nothing except stir the pot. The tension kept climbing, and suddenly every camera, every microphone, every conversation across the league revolved around one question. Was the unthinkable about to be confirmed? And if it was, what kind of chaos would follow? That's when the Dodgers front office became the focus of every conspiracy theory imaginable. Fans are joking that Andrew Friedman must have unlocked some kind of secret baseball cheat code. Memes showed him pulling players out of thin air like a wizard. People began digging up old interviews, analyzing them frame by frame, trying to find hints he might have given months earlier. And the craziest part? A few things actually started lining up. There were meetings fans didn't pay attention to, comments that didn't make sense at the time, contracts restructured last minute, and a vibe, just a vibe, that the Dodgers were preparing for something massive. Suddenly, all the dots connected, and the rumor didn't seem so wild anymore. The baseball world collectively leaned forward, eyes wide open, waiting for that final confirmation. Rivals braced for impact. Dodgers fans were already ordering custom jerseys. And every passing second made the silence from the team louder, more telling, more dramatic. It felt like a movie, a blockbuster, a storyline too outrageous to be real, but somehow too perfectly aligned to dismiss. And then, boom, the moment nobody expected, yet everybody feared, finally erupted across the internet. José Ramírez was a Dodger. The rumor mutated into breaking news, and the baseball world blew up instantly. Notifications flooded every phone like a digital earthquake. Headlines screamed. Fans shouted. Podcasts scrambled to record emergency episodes. The entire league froze for a moment, processing what had just happened. Ramírez, the heart of Cleveland, the superstar every team dreamed of, was officially donning Dodger blue. And yes, it felt historic. It felt insane. It felt like one of those franchise-altering moments that get talked about for decades. Dodgers fans celebrated like they'd won a World Series in January. Guardians fans mourned like a dynasty had ended. And the rest of the league? They just stared at the news thinking, well, I guess we're all in trouble now. Because when the Dodgers make a move like this, the whole sport shifts. And this move, this bombshell, this absolute shocker, changed everything. The moment the announcement dropped, Los Angeles transformed into a celebration zone that didn't even need a reason to slow down. It felt like the entire city exhaled at once, as if they'd been holding their breath through every rumor, every cryptic hint, every meltdown on social media. Fans poured into comment sections, screaming, "We got him!" like it was a championship parade happening in real time. The streets around Dodger Stadium were buzzing with people blasting car horns, waving flags, and shouting about how Ramírez was the missing piece they had been dreaming of. You could practically hear the excitement echoing across the city. Every sports bar, every living room, every workplace conversation instantly shifted to what this meant for the Dodgers' future. People were already predicting record-breaking seasons, imagining clutch moments, and picturing Ramírez sending baseballs into orbit beneath the Los Angeles night sky. Even neutral fans couldn't deny the cinematic energy surrounding the announcement. It wasn't just a signing, it was a cultural moment, the kind of thing that makes the city vibrate with pride. And through all the chaos, all the joy, and all the noise, one thing became painfully clear. Los Angeles had just leveled up, and everyone felt it. Meanwhile, the reactions across the rest of the league were a wild mix of panic, disbelief, and pure entertainment. Analysts scrambled to rewrite their power rankings, trying not to sound too dramatic while clearly panicking inside. Rival teams stared at their roster boards like teachers discovering someone cheated on the final exam. Memes flooded the internet. Pictures of pitchers pretending to retire, managers staring into the abyss, entire teams packing up early for next season. And honestly, none of it felt exaggerated, because adding Ramírez to an already stacked Dodgers lineup genuinely felt unfair. Even players from other teams chimed in, some joking, others low-key frustrated, and a few clearly worried about what was coming. Fans from rival clubs tried coping however they could, Some laughed it off, some denied it, some promised their teams would respond soon, though everyone knew replicating a move of that magnitude was impossible. Across podcasts, radio shows, live streams, and social media, one question echoed louder than everything else. How do you compete with a team that just added one of the most dangerous hitters on the planet? And honestly, nobody had a good answer. Back in Cleveland, the mood was completely different. Heavy, emotional, and full of disbelief. Guardians fans gathered online like people grieving together, trying to process the loss of a player who wasn't just a star, but a symbol of everything they loved about their team. Some wrote heartfelt messages thanking Ramírez for everything he did. Others vented in frustration, wondering how the front office could let something like this happen. You could feel the heartbreak in every post, every video, every live reaction. People shared memories, walk-offs, clutch moments, the swagger, the energy, the connection he built with the city over the years. And that's what made the news sting even more. Ramírez wasn't just leaving a team. He was leaving a community that adored him. Sports talk shows tried offering comfort, but none of it really helped. Fans weren't mad at Ramírez. They were proud of him, excited for him, but devastated that this chapter had come to an end. It felt like losing a piece of the franchise's identity. And while everyone wished him success in Los Angeles, it didn't make the emotional gut punch any softer for a city that had invested its heart in him. As for Ramírez himself, the narrative instantly shifted to how he would fit into the Dodger culture. And honestly, that's where things got even more electrifying. People started analyzing matchups like playoff games were starting tomorrow. Dodger fans imagined how his switch-hitting power would reshape the lineup, slotting perfectly behind established stars, creating a nightmare scenario where no pitcher could catch a break. Clips of his bat flips, base running, and glove work spread like wildfire, fueling even more hype. Fans debated how many home runs he'd hit in his first season, how quickly he'd win over the Dodger faithful, and how his personality, fun, competitive, unapologetically fiery, would blend with a clubhouse already known for its chemistry. Commentators described him as the missing spark, the final ingredient, the supernova that pushes a great team into legendary territory. And somehow, every prediction felt believable. The Dodgers didn't just get a player, they got a superstar who thrives in big moments. And Los Angeles? That's the kind of stage where legends don't just play, they explode. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. Within hours of the announcement, merch shops couldn't keep up. Jerseys sold out faster than concert tickets. Fans lined up online like it was a sneaker drop, refreshing pages, hoping they could snag a Ramírez number 11 in Dodger blue before everything disappeared. Social media artists cranked out edits at lightning speed. Ramírez with the Hollywood sign behind him, Ramírez in front of Dodger Stadium fireworks, Ramírez walking through downtown LA like a Marvel hero. Even local celebrities jumped in, welcoming him to the city, hyping him up, and adding even more fuel to the fire. Everywhere you looked, YouTube thumbnails, TikTok reactions, Instagram reels, the same image kept popping up. The Dodgers' newest superstar smiling, swinging, or staring down the camera with that trademark confidence. It was a takeover, a cultural storm, a moment that didn't just belong to baseball fans, but to the entire city of Los Angeles. Ramírez had become the headline, the conversation starter, the main event. And the craziest part? He hadn't even taken the field yet. And now, with the dust settling and the baseball world still trying to catch its breath, one thing is universally agreed upon. This move, this wild, dramatic, rumor-fueled bombshell, will be remembered for years. It felt like a movie reveal, a plot twist nobody saw coming, the kind of storyline that future fans will ask about. Where were you when Ramírez became a Dodger? The league is different now. Expectations are different. The Dodgers aren't just chasing success, they're chasing dominance. And Ramírez? He's stepping into a spotlight bigger than anything he's experienced before, ready to carve his name into a franchise packed with icons. Opponents will prepare differently. Fans will show up louder. The entire sport will adjust around this one decision. And somewhere in Los Angeles, beneath the bright lights and endless noise, José Ramírez is preparing for the moment he first steps onto that field wearing Dodger blue. A moment guaranteed to shake the stadium walls and ignite a new era of baseball madness. And then comes the internal locker room tension, which is becoming impossible to ignore. Several anonymous players have hinted that the atmosphere during practice has changed drastically. Less laughing, fewer conversations, more stiff faces pretending nothing is wrong. Some even describe Roberts pacing around the facility as if waiting for someone to challenge him. One source went as far as saying that the team hasn't been this tense since the days of contract disputes and clubhouse splits that almost derailed previous seasons. But now it feels heavier because this time it involves two of the franchise's biggest pillars, the manager and one of the team's superstar veterans. And when those two sides clash, it never stays contained. It spills into the dugout, into the press conferences, into the fan base, and into the organization's soul. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.